This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ajá.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
¿Quién puta le importa?
Pero, ay, no quiero. A ver, tantito de contexto.
¡Te la meto sin pretexto! ¡Pum!
Yo ya había hecho un video, de hecho está en el canal, que creo que se llama no sé qué rayos de juegos descargo, algo así se llama el video. Entonces el día de hoy lo que voy a hacer es hacer todo lo opuesto a lo que me pedía hacer en ese video. Entonces voy a ver lo que pasa, porque sí me da curiosidad. Entonces pues bueno, a ver, me pide que vaya por acá. Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No. Voy a desobedecer y voy a ir a la izquierda.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Sí, claro, admirar eso. Sí, claro.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ok, está bien, vamos a apreciarlo. Una pinturita, otra pinturita, una libreta, más sillones.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Sí, lo vale. Lo vale completamente. Café, estos sillones.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
¿Cómo me acabas de...? Ok, sabes que yo me voy de acá.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
¡Nos vimos, Giles!
A ver.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Te sorprende, conche tu madre. ¿A dónde me quieres llevar tú? A ver.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
No, no lo
I'm not
hicimos.
sure. Really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
¿A quién?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Me importa un comino, ¿sabes? Me importa un comino. Que se vaya al carajo.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ya te dije. Chúpala. Adiós. Ah,
That's
cabrón.
so, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Stanley, is that you?
¡Tu madre!
Sí.
Oh, sweetie, sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Ok.
All right.
No me puedo
Okay,
mover.
there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
¡Qué pe... Hijo de la chi...
Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Es confuso, ¿verdad?
I'm trying
Hijo
to make
de
a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside.
No soy
Let me show you
ciego.
what's really going on here.
No, adiós.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
¿Qué? No, déjame ir, déjame. Ah, conchito. ¿No puedo ir por acá? Ajá. Ajá. ¿No? Hijo de tu...
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
¿Qué?
Stop.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him.
Vas.
And every button that he pushes
Cuidado
is a
con lo que
reminder of
dices,
the
¿eh?
inconsequential nature of his existence.
A
Look at
ver.
him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's
Pues
told
no está
to
tan
do.
mal el muñeco, o
Now
sea.
he's pushing a button. Now
Sí, se pueden
he's eating
arreglar
lunch.
cosas.
Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work.
A ver.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Algo va a cambiar.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Pues era más divertido que estar encerrado aquí.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
No, en realidad no.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was
A la
almost
verga.
too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to
¿Qué está
fill it with
pasando?
many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Ok.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
¿Qué letra? ¿La T?
But there is no
Ay.
answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets.
Ya,
the more
sácame.
he forgets which life is the real one.
Ay, está bien.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Ay, yo que se aviento ganas, no presionaré nada. Ay, Dios, cómo es peor que las mujeres. Ay, ok.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Ay, Dios. Ya, tú ganas, juego, tú ganas. Ya, no voy a... Ya.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Esta
And I
vez...
tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I...